ever driven on a road here in Hawaii and wondered, what is that street name? What does that mean? Every Thursday, we have our Aloha Authentic segment, diving into the meanings of our island streets.
Our Kamaka Pili joins us live in Waikīkī with the story behind this week's street and story.
Yes, good morning. Have you ever questioned yourself how a street around our islands ever received its name? Well, that's why we have our Aloha Authentic segment every Thursday, or as we say in Hawaiian, po'aha, that helps to answer that question and share the meanings and stories behind the names of our streets. Today, we're standing here in Waikīkī to share some Hawaiian education on a street that's known as Niu Street. In the Ahupua'a of Manoa, which lies in the moku of Kona here on Oʻahu, stands a street that carries the name of a common tree throughout our islands and even the Pacific, the coconut tree. In Hawaiian, we say Niu, and we're referring to Niu Street here in the area of Waikīkī. The coconut tree is an example of a plant where all parts have a use to in Hawaiian culture. The fruit, the coconut itself, holds many uses from utilitarian to medicinal. The leaves are used in weaving, while the trunk and the wood of the tree is used for implements such as the pahu, or the drum. The coconut holds three parts that are used in medicine: the water, the milk, and the oil. The water is what comes out of the coconut once you open it. The milk is squeezed out of the grated white coconut meat, and the oil comes from the process of boiling the milk. When you heat the milk and oil will then separate, allowing the oil to layer over the milk, and this is when you're able to harvest that valuable oil. Coconut oil can be purchased over the counter, but at high costs, and the reason for that is because it is a long and tedious process to achieve and collect that oil. Did you know? Now you do.
Mahalo, Kamaka. Now, who knew there was a coconut tree street name in Waikīkī?
That's awesome. Now, Kamaka, we have some questions that we're curious about. First, is the niu a native plant to Hawaii?
Yes, so coconut is actually native, and actually I'll say it depends who you're talking to. So when we say native plants are any type of plants that naturally found its way here to the islands, not introduced by anybody. But speaking to some people, they say that they have dated back a particular coconut tree here in the islands that dates back previous to the arrival of the first kupuna, the first native Hawaiians to arrive to Hawaii. So in that sense, it is native, but if you're just looking at it being brought over as a canoe plant, which is a plant that was brought over with the first wave of kupuna here to the islands, they're not necessarily native. So yes and no, depending who you talk to.
Now, Kamaka, how is niu used in Hawaiian medicine?
Okay, do we have enough time? I don't think so, but a real brief overview. There's the three different parts: the milk, the water, the coconut. The water of the coconut, which we can buy in any 7-Eleven or fast food place, you have the opportunity to hydrate yourself. It's great for hydration. The milk is good when it comes to weight management, especially for a young keiki. And then the oil is great for many types of things, hydrating the body, also giving nutrients to our hair and our skin. And that's why we put coconut oil. I used to have long hair. I used to put coconut oil in my hair every day to keep it hydrated. So many different uses.
Thank you, Kamaka. Fascinating information about something so common here, and yet you don't think about all the possible uses.
I love his Aloha Authentic. It's just like learning, and like now that I'm not in school, I actually want to learn. I keep glued to the TV.
That's right.